All right, let's talk about something that happens in pretty much every single real estate deal, but a lot of people don't really get it. I'm talking about the home appraisal. Seriously, this thing is the financial backbone that keeps the whole deal from falling apart.
Okay, picture this. You've spent forever searching, right? Weeks, maybe even months. And then you find it, your dream home. But you see that price tag, and this little voice in your head asks, is that what it's really worth? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's exactly what we're going to get into today. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to break down what an appraisal actually is. We'll look at who it's there to protect, and you might be surprised. We'll even dive into some of its other uses that have nothing to do with buying a house. Oh, and you know that classic mix-up, appraisal versus home inspection? Yeah, we're going to settle that once and for all.
All right, let's get right into it. What in the world is a home appraisal anyway?
Think of it like this. It's an unbiased, professional opinion on what a property is worth in the current market. This isn't just some number pulled out of thin air, you know? It's not a gut feeling. It's a formal, detailed report from a state-licensed pro who has to back up their number with cold, hard facts.
And this is probably the most important thing to get. The listing price, that's what the seller hopes to get. It can be based on emotion, what they need to buy their next place, or just, wishful thinking. But the appraised value, that's totally different. It's grounded in reality. It's based on actual market data. So one is what you want, the other is what it's worth. Big difference.
So you're probably wondering, how do they come up with that magic number? Well, appraisers are kind of like financial detectives. They're on the case, looking at everything. The size of the house, the floor plan, its age, its condition, even the neighborhood it's in. And the biggest clue of all, they look at what similar houses nearby have actually sold for recently. In the biz, they call these comps, and they are super important.
Okay, so it's clear this isn't just some random piece of paperwork you have to deal with. It's a huge safeguard, right? It's a protection. But who is it really protecting? Well, let's break that down. First up, and this is the big one, it protects the lender. I mean, think about it from their perspective. The bank is about to lend someone hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the house is the only thing securing that loan. If they lend you way more than the house is worth, and worst case scenario, you can't pay it back, they're left holding a property that won't cover their loss. So for them, the appraisal is their number one insurance policy against taking a huge financial hit.
But it's not just for the bank. It is a massive deal for you, the buyer. We've all seen how crazy the market can get. It's so easy to get caught up in the emotion of bidding more and offer more than you should. The appraisal is what brings everything back down to earth. It's your reality check. And hey, if it comes in low, lower than what you offered, that's not always a bad thing. It gives you some serious power to go back to the seller and say, hey, let's talk about this price. It's like your personal financial safety net.
And what about the seller? Believe it or not, it protects them too. A really smart seller might even order an appraisal before they list the house. Why? Because it helps them set a fair, realistic price from day one. It helps them avoid that dreaded situation where the house just sits, and they have to keep dropping the price. That just weakens your position. Getting an appraisal up front grounds the whole process in fact, not fantasy.
You know, the usefulness of an appraisal doesn't stop when you buy or sell a house. Not at all. It actually pops up in a lot of other really important moments in your financial life.
Like if you're refinancing your mortgage, you'll need one. Want to take out a home equity loan, a HELOC? Yep, you'll need one then too. They're also super critical in tough situations, like divorce proceedings to make sure assets are split fairly, or in estate settlements to figure out what a property is worth for the people inheriting it. You can even use an appraisal to fight your property tax bill, or, and this is a great one, to finally get rid of that annoying PMI. You know the private mortgage insurance you pay when your down payment was low?
Okay, let's tackle something that gets people mixed up all the time. Seriously, this is one of the biggest points of confusion in real estate. Appraisal versus home inspection. People use these terms interchangeably, but they are completely different animals. Here's the easiest way to remember it. An appraisal is all about value. The appraiser's job is to answer one question: what is this place worth? A home inspection, on the other hand, is all about condition. The inspector's job is to answer the question, what's wrong with this place? See the difference? One is about the money, the other is about the nuts and bolts, the leaky faucets, the old furnace, the cracks in the wall. Different jobs, different experts, different reports. All right, let's bring this all home. What's the bottom line here? What's the big takeaway from all this? I love this quote. A home appraisal is one of the most important safeguards in real estate. And it's so true. Think about it. Buying a house is stressful, it's emotional. There's a ton of money on the line. The appraisal is that one piece of the puzzle that's totally objective. It's based on facts, and it's there to keep things fair and financially sound for everybody. At the end of the day, it's all about having that solid, evidence-based document so everyone can make a smart decision. It stops the buyer from paying too much. It helps the seller justify their price. It protects the lender's investment. It basically takes all the guesswork and emotion out of the equation and replaces it with proof.
It really is the financial backbone of the entire deal. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Now that you really get what an appraisal is for and why it matters so much, how's that going to change the way you look at your next property decision?